Nehemiah had his own recognition ceremony. You have to know how to encourage yourself. He said this. He said, I had rebuilt the wall and not a gap was left in it. I'm recognizing what I've done. Up to that time, I hadn't set the doors and the gates, but I had rebuilt the wall. Look at what you've done already. If no one ever gives you a certificate, if no one ever calls out your name, if no one ever understands who God made you, you know who you are in Jesus Christ. That's my response. I know who I am. I'm Nehemiah, the great builder. No, I may not have a degree. I may not have a PhD. I may not have even finished high school. I may not be going to college, but let me tell you something. It's important for us to have trade jobs as well. Some of these young people, be an electrician, that's all right. Be a bricklayer, that's all right. Do home improvements, that's all right. You see, we get caught up in getting upset when people say that college is not for everyone. But you know what I believe? I believe that college is not for everyone. I believe that life is a school and every day is your class. And if you pay attention, God will make you wise. Because you can go to school and have no wisdom at all. Dr. King said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. Do your job well. Do what you do. Do you. Don't come down. You don't have to come down. Let God show you what your work is. Don't let the world define you. If you don't know who you are when you walk outside of these walls, the world is waiting to tell you who you are. But you tell the world who you are. You walk into a room and don't wonder about what they're thinking about you. You walk into the room and wonder what you think about them. Don't come down. So young people, you're going to go maybe to college. Some of you will go and work a really good job. Be responsible. That's important. You may go get a good job. Whatever it is, just stay in tune with what God is saying. I didn't do the things that I did to impress people. I did the things that I did. My accomplishments is about the work of God. I did not want there to be a limitation on me doing teaching and all these things. That's why I chose to get a terminal degree. Not just so that you can call me doctor, but you ought to because I earned it. But not just because you should call me doctor, but because I know that the systems of the world tries to put limitations on us. So when you go to school and you go all the way, and when you do finish, you start to see pictures of your grandmother in your mind. Lucy was her name, and she didn't get to go to school. You start to see your great-grandmother in your mind. Daisy was her name, and she didn't get to go to school. So it's so much about doing God's work and making our ancestors proud.